Miki Spies here to tell you that you are an extra in somebody else's movie. Almost everybody is. Almost everybody is playing the extra. They're not the producer. They're not the director. They're certainly not playing the lead role. Almost everybody is an extra in this movie of life. Are you an extra? Are you part of that matrix? Chances are that you are. But people are waking up to the system. People are becoming alive and enlightened. Thank God. We've been in some dark ages for a while, and I'll tell you, you have been programmed. Think about this. How many ways have you been programmed? You've been programmed since you were an infant, first of all. Let's just start there. You were programmed as an infant from your parents. Spoon-fed all of their thoughts. Spoon-fed all of their ideals. Choking on some of their dysfunction. Surrounded by people always kind of assimilate with other people, right, that are the same as them. So growing up, you were kind of exposed to one thing. You lived in 1, 2, 3 cities, and that was your exposure. Most people don't have much life experience, but you were programmed as an infant to think the way your parents thought, to act the way your parents wanted you to act, to behave a certain way that they expected. Then you went to school and you were taught you need to do things this way. You need to answer the questions correctly on the paper, on the quiz, on the exam. You need to behave a certain way. Parents that say their kids have ADD, I just want to say, you know what? You're stupid. Your child does not have ADD. They're just screaming out to be an individual. We've been programmed into fitting into one peg, and it doesn't make sense for all of us. You've been programmed. You're an extra. You're expected to behave a certain way. You know, it's interesting. One of the things over here in Dutchland, as I call it, I'm an American expat living in Holland. But over here in Holland, the teenagers are envious that the American schools have cheerleaders and football teams and after-school sports and camaraderie and school spirit. And because they don't really have that. It's more academic. But what they don't understand is that America is just like every place else. You're expected to act a certain way. You're expected to behave a certain way. So what they see as kind of a freedom is just another system to plug into. It's not really freedom. What they're getting over here, which is amazing, is 4 languages by the time they graduate from high school. A higher knowledge, a higher mindset. Boy, that's something to be thankful for. But chances are you're in the matrix because you've been taught all along, from your home life to your school life. Let's talk about church, shall we? Belief systems are just that. They don't have anything to do with reality. Reality is that you're made of energy, and we don't even know what and who you are really, because you're 99.9999% space, dark matter. Your thoughts aren't even really things. Your emotions respond to your thoughts. You really don't even know. You're really not even aware of who you are, you know? Some of us are on the way to understanding, and we catch a glimpse here and there, and we're like, let's keep going. But some people are stuck in their programming of their church, what their church taught them, that this is the one right way. That's what dogma is. Dogma is something that is telling you that it's the truth, and you need to believe it. And you hear it again and again and over and over and over again, and you begin to believe it's true. And everybody else believes it's true, so it must be true. And the people who don't think it's true, they're sorely misguided, right? That's what I'm taught. This is what I'm learning. Oh. No. It's just a belief system. It's something that you were told to believe. It was fed into you by the matrix of religion. It was just programmed into you. Just like a computer is programmed, so are you. You're programmed from your parents, from your teachers, from your schools, from your religion, from your society, from your culture. You're programmed to think a certain way. What am I missing? What am I great about? You know, think about the Pledge of Allegiance in America. You're programmed, I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. Your country is programming you to have allegiance to it, no matter what atrocities may be committed in its name. They want you to have allegiance. What is it, 95%, 96%, 90%? Somewhere right in there, of all media is owned by 6 corporations. 6 corporations own all of the media in the entire world. 6 corporations own all of the media. All media is filtered through a matrix system. And that matrix system is to keep finances and everything alive, right? And it's very geared one way or another. There's not a lot of higher enlightened thinking that you're going to find on TV, in the newspapers. It's all just crap. Wars, this, celebrity gossip, nothing. There's not a lot. You have to search. You have to search hard for things that have to do with enlightenment, things that have to do with higher thought, things that have to do with quantum mechanics, things that have to do with new science. It's buried because it really doesn't serve the system. So think about what the most beautiful thing in the world is. Okay? For me, that would be a child. They're the most beautiful thing in the world. Or a baby animal. I mean, golly, could we get any cuter and more wonderful and more perfect? No. So you take this child who just came from we don't know where, is their manifested energy, and they're looking at the world from a fresh perspective. And what do? Instead of listening and absorbing that energy and learning and helping them become the genius that they were born to be, you were born to be a genius that's very unique from everybody else. However, you were put into the matrix, into a system to come out a certain way. You know, they added some ingredients. We need this kind of schooling, this kind of parent, this kind of religion, you know, this kind of moral foundation. God forbid we have any free thinkers in the system, because then we're going to put them on, you know, an ADD medication, because we're certainly not going to teach to anybody that's a little out of control or a little out there. This is why I got suspended from school. I can't tell you how many times. 12 times I was suspended from school. I was actually, what do they call it? Expelled at one point, and I had to go in there and beg to get let back in. I've always been a free spirit. I became religious for a period of time. I'm glad I had that experience. But boy, I can just laugh at the dogma now. When you don't see something from an objective perspective, you become very engrossed in it. We have to stay really objective. That's one of the keys to enlightenment and getting rid of all of this programming, is we have to stay objective. When we have a really, really strong emotional response to it can be anything, dude. I mean, think about what people get upset about on Facebook, talking about politics, talking about guns, talking about abortion, talking about, I don't know, the things that people get upset about. The stronger your emotional reaction to that issue, the less objectivity you have, thus revealing your level of intelligence. The more objective that you can be about a subject, because you're trying to see it from all perspectives, trying to let go of everything you've been taught. We even program ourselves, am I right? By the programs we watch, by the media that we tune into, by the songs that we listen to, by the friends that we hang out with, by our self-talk that chatters and chatters. We program ourselves. It takes a lot of work in the beginning to become enlightened and move out of that matrix system. Because you have, me, I'm 48 years old. I have had 48 years of programming to get rid of, and I'll continue to have that. But every new year, as I move into a more objective state of mind, and I see what this world can be, that I can create it. I don't have to be an extra. Honey, I have never been an extra. I'm not an extra. I am the producer, the director, and the lead character in all of my productions. I play it all. Nobody's out there trying to help me. Nobody's out there trying to help you. Everybody's just trying to survive. This world is full of pretty messed up people. You have to learn that and not take your cue from anybody else, because the negativity. Think about the negativity that goes on in the world. They're so plugged in to their emotions. They don't realize that emotions are just thoughts. And so the stronger your emotion, the stronger the thought. The stronger the thought means the less objectivity you have, which means you have a very limited worldview. The coolest thing about life is expanding our peripheral vision. Oh, yeah, that is what's beautiful. Open up your peripheral vision. What if I'm not right about everything? It's okay. You do not have to be right about everything. In fact, thank you for admitting that you're not right about everything. You should listen to me with a grain of salt and listen and say, that's interesting. I'm going to go reflect on everything she said on my own and filter it not through any of my programming, but I'm just going to listen and be with this new idea, whatever new idea you heard today, or an idea that maybe you needed to revisit. I'm just going to go sit with it, and I'm going to be still, and I'm going to reflect. Am I objective? Is my peripheral vision too small? Do I think everything that my parents thought? Have I accepted their religions? Wow, if I would have grown up in a different part of the world, would I just accept theirs as well? Yeah, you probably would, until you woke up. Enlightenment is about deprogramming and then staying open to all ideas and floating in that energy sea that we are. Get out of all of the programming. Rid yourself of all of it. From childhood to parents to school to what people think about you, what you think people think about you, what you think about yourself, what your friends, what kind of friends you're hanging out with. Everything. Everything. The movies that you're watching, the video games you play, your communication within your relationship, all of the programming. You gotta let it all go. Key to enlightenment. Key to understanding the matrix. Step back, have more objectivity, and never be discouraged about having a voice. If you're going to make a movie, which you are, this life is a movie. If you're going to make a movie, do you want to be somebody else's extra? It doesn't write any of the story. Somebody who's just in the movie for half a second and is done, had no impact on life. Because you, my dear, have a voice that nobody else has. There is nothing defective about you. We are all supposed to express ourselves in whatever manner rises up from our spirit and our heart. And we should do it fearlessly, not worrying about anything outside of our consciousness. Come on. Come on. If you need my help getting out of the matrix, let's talk. I do spiritual life coaching. I'm proud of you. I want the best for you. Go live your life as the lead fucking badass motherfucking character. Alright? Write the script. Direct it. Do it your way. Love you, bye.